Hi, I'm Bob, fitness instructor at the Y. I'm mostly a hockey coach. I've been coaching hockey for 30 some odd years, and I bring that into my workouts. Today's workout is going to be for all routines, all levels. We can be slow, you can speed it up. You can take it at the pace you want. Most of the stuff we do is going to be a timed event, not a volume event. And we're going to start with a dynamic warm-up and some movement, and we'll go from there. So for today's workout, one of the things we're really going to want is 3 cones, or you can use socks. I wouldn't use underwear, but you could if you really wanted to. You could use a cat, but he's going to move around, whatever. 3 objects, pieces of tape, whatever. And we're just going to use them as reference points and guidance. If you have a good imagination and you don't need anything, hey, use that too. But the first one, just as the dynamic warm-up, we're just going to get a couple shuffles going across the cones. Just shuffle, 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 shuffle. You can keep your arms active, keep your arms in front, shoulder blades are back and down, and just get that shuffling side to side. And just keep that up for another 30 seconds or so, and go. So the next part of that, after you get your shuffles done, we're going to add in a little high knees to that. So we're going to do your shuffles, we're going to bring that knee up high, come across, bring that knee up high. Now if you notice, the trailing elbow draws back, drawing that shoulder blade back too. So it's boom, leading hand up, draw back, draw back. The knee is not the important part, it really is that shoulder and the elbow. Pulling it back. The other hand goes front. And we can take that, do that for 30 seconds or so, and let's move into booty kickers. Same thing with booty kickers. Just kick your booties. And again, you can go as fast as you want. If you want to pick the pace up, pick the pace up. Slow it down, you can slow it down. Get a little crossover in if you want, a little shuffle if you want. I don't care. It's about the movement. And from here, we can do Frankensteins. This is more for the hamstrings. So I'm going to just take it to a V step. So I'm going to step forward, swing out, step back, swing out. Notice I'm not going very high. That's where my hammy goes. Leg is straight, trying to keep the lower back neutral. If you start getting in your lower back, hang out. Not quite as big. And again, about 30 seconds for that too. And just go on to the next one. So from here, let's do a little reverse lunges just to get a little warm up, a little bit of hip flexor stretch too. So this is more for the hip flexor stretch and a little bit on the glute than actually for the lunge. We're going to take a step back and reach. 1, 2, 3. Pull it up. Other side. Step back. 1, 2, 3. Tuck in your tail. Rotate your hip forward. Reaching to the ceiling, getting a nice stretch through the quad, through the hip flexor, and other side. And just alternate. 1, 2, 3, and alternate. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, touch. 2, 3, touch. So we're going to do a 1/3 squat or a baby squat out of this. We're going to finish out some stretches. So just get your hands on your knees, bend over. We're just going to do a little standing cat. So from here, the belly's going to lift me up. I'm going to arch my spine. So I'm going to, belly draws me in, arch my spine, come back down. Taking my tail, tucking it under, and letting my spine get some movement going on here. I like to inhale and pull up, exhale, let go. From cat, we can do a little bit of a thoracic opening now. So I'm going to put the back of my hand on my lumbar, and I'm going to lead with my shoulder. I'm going to rotate that shoulder up and get a little stretch out of that. Shoulder comes up. I should feel a nice stretch going through my pecs and through my spine, through my nice T-spine. Get that thoracic to really open up. It's part of thoracic park. We'll get into that later. Lift up. Good. And let's do the other side. So it should be about 10 one side, 10 on the other. And once you get those done, we can move on. So let's go ahead and do stork turns. So let me get my chair for stork turns. You may not need it and you may not have to use it, But for stork turns, what we're really looking for is making sure that we're moving out of the hip. So you can put your hands on the chair. You can use the wall if you want. You can use a foam roller. You can use whatever you really need. So I'm going to try to keep in line, straight. Thorax stays in line with the chair and hands. And I'm going to rotate around on that hip. A lot of times we think it's the knee that moves, because that's what we see moving. But if you really look, it's really this joint here comes forward. So I'm really using this glute to squeeze and pull those hips around. This is really important for rotational sports, but it's really important for all of us to have a nice active hip. And do that for 10 on one side, and we'll flip over and do 10 on the other side. Good. And then from there, let's move on. So we've got our hips opened a little bit. We're going to go ahead and use our cones in a triangle fashion now. So I want your cones set up in a equilateral triangle about a step distance apart. And then from here, let's just start with cloverleaf. So what cloverleaf is, we're going to do a pattern around each of the cones. Doesn't matter which one you do first, which one last, whether you do two to the same again. Just getting some movement in. So we're just going to do your little cloverleaf around the cones. Just a little cloverleaf, right? Just a little fast feet. Yeah, you can go slow. You can. It's cool. Yeah, you can slow it down, or you can go ahead and speed it up, whichever way you want to go. Hockey players, you can go ahead and take off with it. You can do whatever you want, or slow it down. Or do a couple fast, a couple slow. And just go with that. About 30 seconds. Set. Give it a go. So let's take your clover leaf. We just finished that out. Let's bring it into a line. Should be about enough room for both feet between there. Let's go ahead and start off on one side. Just one side, right or left, don't care. What we're going to do is a little fast feet again. In. Knees slightly bent, and just going through the cones. If you step on them, that's fine. They don't care. They can take it. Don't worry about it. You can even do it without the cones. I'm okay with that. Okay? In about 30 seconds. Give me about another 20. Go. Okay, so let's go into drunken sailors. What I mean by that, no, I'm not talking about being in sync and getting loaded. I'm talking about a crossover here. So what I'm looking for is I'm going to take one leg, bring it around and around. Let that swing out and around. As my right leg comes in front, my left hand comes in front. Swing back out. And then let's go ahead and go backwards with this. So we're going to take it back, and back, and back, and back, and back, and back, and front again. Getting those arms moving as a counterbalance. Just like a cat has a tail, we have our arms to help us counterbalance and help us with our movement. So if you're stiff, I don't even know if I can do one stiff. Jesus, man. You got to get those hands moving. Okay. Cool. Drunken sailors. So from here, we did our fast feet cones. Let's do a little bit of crossover cones. So what we're going to do is we're going to step over the cone, cross body. Opposite hand comes in front. Same side draws back. Step out, cross, come back around the other way, and get those hands active arms. Remember, you want to open up that shoulder, open up. That elbow draws back, open up the body. And you can go as fast as you get right. That's okay. And if you're a hockey player too, you could even just not worry about the arms and just go into some faster movements. It's up to you. From here, let's talk about a lunge and what I'm looking for out of a lunge. In sports and in dynamic exercises, sometimes we get a little sloppier than we probably should, and I'm not going to get all like huffy about it. So, but I do want you to try to do the best you can with it. So what I'm going to do with the lunge, I'm going to use the outside leg. I'm going to try to keep my knee over the foot. I'm going to take a step back. Oh, but look at the hand. Longest distance possible from fingers to toes and then this shoulder pulls back, right? I want to pull up, going to shuffle across, boom. Come up, shuffle across, boom. Again, opposite side hand in front, same side hand is back, same side being the one that's in front. I pull up, I shuffle, boom. Boom, gotta think about it. Boom. Got 30 seconds of those. Let's go ahead and do the opposite leg now. So this is gonna be the trickier side. It's the inside leg doing the work. So with the inside leg doing the work, you're gonna take a step back. Again, opposite hand front, pull up. Oh, Bob did a crossover out of it. Inside leg steps back, crossover, shuffle, shuffle, inside leg, crossover, inside leg. Gotta really think about this one. Oh, sports conditioning. Whoops, brain work. You gotta know where the ball is, you gotta know where the puck is, you gotta know where your body is. They can take it. That's why I like the short ones. Good, 30 seconds. So from here, we're gonna throw in a little squat. Try to come down best you got. So we're just gonna kind of shuffle across, head and chest up, booty goes back, come on up. Shuffle, booty goes back. I like getting those hands involved, but draw the shoulder blades down. Shuffle, shuffle, squat, 30 seconds, go. From here, let's go ahead and add a little push-up in here. So we're gonna do your shuffles. So this is gonna be shuffle, shuffle, down, nice push-up, pull back in, plant those feet, shuffle back across again, down. If you can get planted from there, good for you. Bob can't. Go, 30 seconds. So from here, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into what we call submarine squats, or speed squats actually is what they really are. But man, my class calls them that. So let's go ahead and get your feet straight ahead. If you want to go, if you're a hockey player, you go slightly on an angle if you really want to. Goalies, you should probably still go straight feet. But here we go. So I'm going to go slight angle because I'm forward now. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to just come down to my squat. I'm going to hold. Oh, we're going to stay here for 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How deep can you go? Hold it. And 10, up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Guess what we get to do again? Come on down, hold that thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3. Come on down. Go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Walk it off. We're gonna do one more of those and we're gonna move on. So you've got your second set done. Let's go into the next exercise. This is gonna be a bit of a lunge exercise. Let's come down to your knees. It's a little bit of rotational exercise too. You're gonna give me bat wings or hands up on your shoulders, elbows are in, kind of like a bat hanging out. On your knees, upright, tuck your tail, tuck your ribs a little bit. We're gonna come forward into a lunge, and we're gonna rotate, and then come back under, other side. Rotate, come back under. Alternate that. If that's too easy, we can add a little something in. Come up, rotate, draw up, rotate, step back, and down, rotate. And you got 10 of these each side to do. Go ahead and go. We're gonna add a little twisting, a little bit of rotation in this now. This is where it starts getting into your rotational sports, your hockey, your golf, baseball, even, well, tennis not so much. Just using the upper body more. But figure skating even. So from here, give me bat wings again. Plant your feet, head and chest up, chin down. I should be looking at the camera, so my head's gonna be up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give myself some upper body rotations. So I'm keeping my lower body still, but moving the thorax. The T-spine, the upper spine, the chest is rotating. Let's hold that. Let's do the lower body now. So notice us bring it forward and forward. Sometimes we get this little side to side, nay, moose breath. We want to go forward, forward. Slow it down. It's not big. Small and right is better than big and wrong. So we're going to go back to stork turns again. We've already done them in a warm-up, but I'm going to throw them in more as a balance challenge this time. Again, if you want to use a chair or a foam roller or a stick, you can, but I want to throw them in one more time here. So we're going to give a stork turn. Hands, I'm going to rotate my hips. Rotate. This knee is back, and it's this hip that's pulling me forward. Do about 10 on one side. And once you get that 10, let's do the other side. This is the hard side for Bob. And remember, it's not the knee, it's the hip that rotates. It's this glute pulling you across. Whoa, whoa, lost my balance. Let's add a little squat with a twist in it. So we're gonna come down to your squat, and what's gonna be, we're gonna focus on that hip pulls, hip pulls, hip pulls. So again, it's a stork turn with both feet planted. So you got your 5-iron position or your batter's position or a nice hockey stance, you're stable, right? So, and we're gonna go ahead and give that little twist, 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 twist. So this is pulling back, pulling back, pulling back, right? Good, let's try the other side. So you have about 30 seconds on that, and we're gonna go 30 seconds on the other side. You're gonna find one side's easier to do than the other. Right-handed, right? But slow and right is better than fast. Slow and right is better than fast and wrong. One of the things we've learned too is training at the opposite side is equally as important. Because if you're stronger left-handed, if I can throw left-handed, I can throw better right-handed. Same thing with this. Don't just work your dominant side, work the other. So you got your 30 seconds on that. So we're gonna actually add in that push with that back foot. Twist, push, twist. I'm just trying to stay low. I'm trying not to come out of it, but this pulls, press, pull, press, pull, press, pull, press. I'm trying to get my hips to face that way. It's like there's a camera attached to my hips. I'm trying to take a picture straight out there. Sometimes I've got more rotation than others. So give me 30 seconds on that side, and then 30 seconds on the other. So it's a pull, twist, twist, pull, twist, pull, twist, pull, twist. So from here, let's add the upper body in. So we got your push. Let's go ahead and throw that upper body in now too. Get your sequencing. Hips, hips, twist. Hips, hips, twist. I go hips, hips, twist. I want to make sure my hips fire first. Proper sequencing is more important than power. I can take anybody. I can take the strongest person out on the weight room floor. Bench presses, whatever. Put a hockey stick in his hands. He may not be able to shoot. He has no technique. The power doesn't translate because there's no technique. But the technique, someone a little smaller, lighter, faster, with proper technique, is going to beat the big guy until they go in the corner. But that's our story. So from here, it's hips, hips, push through, right? I'm not going to get into the hands. I'm not teaching the golf swing. I'm teaching the rotational power going through the body. We're going to use everything on this side. Pull, but this glute, this hammy, this quad are all part of that. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. All right, this is a little extra credit. I'm not sure if you guys have bands or not, but if you do, great. They can be the flat tubing, they can be bungee cords. You can take a bazillion rubber bands and tie them together. Maybe not, but I didn't say that. Well, I didn't say that. So anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, I'm gonna secure the one end. You can either wrap it around the tree and secure it, make a little knot with it. You can attach this end around a hook or something. Some people wrap it around the, things. I happen to have a thing over here, and that thing's gonna hang on to that end. And so what am I gonna do with this? So this puppy is gonna come around my waist, underneath my gut, and I'm gonna attach it to my hip. Okay, same exercise, same thing we were just doing. It's still gonna be twist, rotate. So I'm gonna come down. Normally I would say down a little bit lower if we could. And then from here, I'm gonna get that twist, 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 press. Twist, twist, press. Twist, press. Press. Man, I did 4 of those on a red band. I'm feeling it down there. It's been a while. So, press, twist. You should feel this in that leading glute. So again, attach it to the hip, back wing. I'm down, head chest up. I'm going to do a little hip twist, 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 press. Twist, twist, press. Twist, twist, press. Twist, twist, press. You can go give me like 15, 20 of those each side, 30 seconds each side, whichever way you want to do it. So if you're balancing, a lot of times we're up here and we're kind of moving around. People's arms are down here. They have no idea what to do with arms. Let's do something with the arms. I'm going to give you a band. Hold it out. Bend the elbows. Take your lats. You're going to kind of give me a little bit of a squeeze back there with those lats, and then come up to one foot. Oh, you can hit me. I'm not going over because I've engaged my core. So basically what this is doing is giving you what's called pattern assist. You're actually activating the rest of your muscles, your lats, which come down and integrate in with the abs, and you turn the core on, and you can actually find your balance, because your balance comes from here, here, and down there. Inner ear too, but that's another story. So, but muscle-wise. So that actually helps a little bit with that balance. If you don't have a band, you can go ahead and hold the ball. Still squeeze the shoulder blades back and down, hold your ball, and look, you can chill out. Close your eyes even, just kind of chill and hang. So that's the balance part of this. I want to take you to another pattern assist part of pointer dog. A lot of times when we're doing our pointer dog or quadrupt, I like to use it as a lower back stability exercise, not a lower back mobility exercise. So for me, it's more of a Pilates thing. As a Pilates instructor, I go that way with it. So let's add this in. So I'm going to come down to my hands and knees. This is going to go behind one knee. And I'm going to take the handles, they're going to hang out. I'm going to kind of grab and put my hand down. And this is going to actually give me some tension between this hand and this leg. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide that toe out. Toe's still down on the ground. And just going to squeeze my glute just a little bit. I'm going to try not to move my body, engage my core, engage my abs. Try not to shift and wobble. Oh, the hand floats out. No wobble. I failed that one. Bring back in. Let's try again. Tail tucks, belly engages, hold the core, reach out. Squeeze the glute just to lift the toes a little bit. I'm not talking about up there. I go up there, what happens to my lower back? Which throws my balance off. I'm going to try, this is for balance and control. I'm going to squeeze the glute. Opposite hand floats out. Try not to move. I failed that one too. That's all right. I failed 90% of them anyway. So I failed because I'm seeing a little bit of wobble going on. It's hard not to have any wobble, but that's what you're trying for. Trying not to have any wobble. You might have some, it's okay. But try not to have any. You need goals, and that's my goal. One more on this side. Squeeze the glute. Reach out. It's a little better. And bring back in. So you can give me like 10 on one side, then 10 on the other. Okay, so that was pattern assist, but now I'm actually going to do a little bit of power out of it. So I'm going to do it the safe way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the band and I'm going to create a lasso with it, right? So I'm going to take one handle and put it through the other handle to create a lasso. And then this is going to go around one foot. Okay, I might, if I was doing a single band, I'd probably go a heavier band or blue, but we can just go ahead and choke up on it and hold it a little bit tighter. So now, opposite hand holds, and I'm just going to press straight back and in. Notice how my toe stays on the ground. I might give a little squeeze at the very end, squeeze, pull back up, reaches out, squeeze, pull back in. So you can see I'm holding onto the band way, way down there in order to get any kind of resistance out of it. And I'm not doing the other hand, I'm holding onto the band. I'm just doing the glute push and squeeze, okay? So if you're feeling adventurous and you want a little extra, you have to be careful with this because you will smack yourself in the old booty, and then that's a surprise. But you have to keep your toe on the ground and lead with your heel. And this is gonna give you a little bit of extra because you got 2 bands pulling now instead of the 1. But you can, if your heel slides, it might smack you in the butt. So you have to really lead with the heel. I don't always recommend this, but if you really feel like, Bob, I'm not getting anything in that single band, you can go to here if you really need to. So, all right, so both sides and even it out. All right, guys, let's bring it together. So everyone in, hands in. Repeat. I believe in myself. I believe in my team. I believe in myself. I believe in my team. Coyote howl on 3. 1, 2, 3.